locality pay is in that same category. The sense of Congress in the bill is that take-home pay not be reduced. The way we're doing that is by phasing out COLA at a slower rate than locality pay is being phased in. Essentially, for every dollar of locality pay you get, we only take 65 cents of COLA back. So that extra 35 cents on the dollar will be used to pay your taxes and retirement contributions. So as long as your tax bracket is less than 35% or so, your take-home pay will not go down as a result of this bill. So this first year, if locality pay, the rest rate remains at 13.86%, 1/3 is 4.62, 65% of that is 3. So your effective locality rate, your effective COLA rate would go from 25 to 22. And your locality pay rate will be 4.62. One sort of picture that you can put in your head is that if you add the locality rate and the COLA rate together, it'll never be less than 25. It'll always be more. Okay. I guess another misconception I'd just like to hammer hard here is that COLA does not disappear in 3 years. COLA will exist as long as there is COLA to reduce. At the end of the 3-year period, speaking in sort of round numbers, locality pay, say in the rest of the U.S. area, could be up to maybe 15%. That would mean COLA would be reduced by about 11%. So you probably still have 14% COLA. Now, for you guys, it's going to be different because your locality pay is going to be higher. I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to be higher than the rest of the U.S. The Bureau of Labor Statistics does essentially wage surveys in various areas, and we know that the market rates in Honolulu are much higher than the general schedule, so yours will be higher, and I can't tell you how much. What we'll do is we'll look at the data, and we'll peg the locality pay rate at about the same rate of phase-in that the rest of the locality program has. So the Federal Salary Council will, when they look at all the data and make their recommendations, they publish a report. It's on the website. You can see it for yourself. Okay, next slide. There are a number of different kinds of special rates, right? Yeah. There are a number of categories of people. The general schedule only covers a little over half of federal employees nationwide. There are people on special rates, for example, and here's how we'll deal with that. Special rate folks will get increases in their special rates, sort of concomitant with the increase in locality pay for regular GS employees. They won't get locality pay because special rate folks don't get locality pay, but they will increase the special rate the same amount. And for those of you that are fortunate enough to be at or near the caps for special rates, we're going to remove those caps for the duration of the phase-in period to allow us to keep the relationship of special rate folks where it is today with regard to the rest of the workforce. At the end of that 3-year period, if we're still over statutory caps, we'll be on safe pay. Okay, next slide. This is a little bit of a twist for senior executive service, SLs and STs. They do not get locality pay anywhere else, but under the bill, we're going to use locality pay as a vehicle to, again, phase out COLA and phase in locality pay and get people to have the benefit of to their high 3 for retirement purposes. So for SLs, STs, and SES members who are on duty in January when the coverage of this bill starts, they will in fact get locality pay as long as they hold that position either in Hawaii or Alaska or wherever. They can move around in the non-foreign areas. Once they leave, then they would not carry that locality pay with them, just like anywhere else. So it's designed for people in place, those that are hired, that are in place when the bill takes effect. If SLSTs and SESers come into the islands after January, then they will not get locality pay. They'll be treated just like SESers everywhere else. So that's a little bit of a window of opportunity for those that are right here. Okay. Next slide. One of the advantages of locality pay over COLA is that COLA is capped at 25%. You all here were already at that cap. Your COLA can only either stay the same or go down. It cannot go up. Locality pay can go up, and in many areas is over 25%. San Francisco is up over 30%. So there is increased pay potential with locality pay. And what this chart shows is that top line is Los Angeles, the middle line is Atlanta, and the rest of the U.S. rate is the bottom line. So again, as locality pay increases, there is no statutory cap on the percentage of locality pay that can be paid. Next slide. So we talked about how it increases your retirement benefits. Well, here's how it does it. It increases your high three. I guess one way to look at it would be that if you were under locality pay now and you were getting 13.86% for the last 3 years, your high three would be 13.86% higher than it would have been otherwise. Therefore, any calculation based on your high three is going to be 13.86% higher than it would have otherwise. So your annuity will be higher, and it has further effects. The 1% initial government contribution to FERS to TSP for FERS employees is higher. Your ability to contribute to TSP is higher. The government match is higher. So this is a good thing. It also gives you increased lifetime Social Security earnings as well. Okay, next slide. How many of you are within 3 years of retirement, maybe? Okay, there's a few of you. We've got a provision in the bill that would allow you to buy back time during the 3-year phase-in period to increase your high three a little bit more. What it does is it treats some of your COLA as locality pay for the purposes of your high three. The idea is that, say, if you wait until 2012 to retire, you got 1/3 locality pay the first year, 2/3 the second year, and full locality pay in the third year. You would be allowed to buy back the difference between what it would have been had you gotten locality pay the entire time